Hello and welcome to another episode. This is a follow-up to Monday's episode on the UK EV3 pricing. It's a little bit of a question and answer session and also a bit of a mini market analysis after some comments I've had on that video, which was a very busy video with loads and loads of comments. Link to that's up there. So I think it's useful to share these questions and answers and also do a little bit of market analysis against the Niro EV. The most common comment I got was that it was overpriced, but is it? What does the EV3 have going for it over cheaper competition? Well, one thing that's not considered very often is the warranty. It's got the 7-year warranty and an 8-year battery warranty. I mean, only the MG4 has a comparable warranty, but I could be wrong. But all the other ones I looked at seem to have lesser warranties. It has 7-year Care Connect, including full drivetrain updates. Drivetrain updates are the things like, controllers in the car. Previously, in the older models, you'd only get navigation updated that way. But it's a good thing to have and can save you a load of trips to the garage or the dealer. It has a massive 12-inch driver's cluster and infotainment cluster and a 5-inch HVAC cluster compared to the really tiny driver's cluster that you'll get in an MG4 or a lot of the BYDs. They just don't compare. It's actually a premium feature. So you don't see these in the cheaper cars or the cheaper Chinese competition. It's got physical buttons instead of just complete touchscreen mania. It's got a good basic spec. It's still not clear if the lower trims have vehicle to load. I'm trying to find that out. I've asked the question. I'm still waiting for the answer. Kia EVs are still some of the most efficient EVs around, no matter what the others say. You can go on the BYD side and it's quite evident it's nowhere near as efficient as an EV6 even. How does it compare to the Niro EV? Well, the Niro EV2 trim is £37,000, 325. It has no vehicle to load and they all have a 64.8 kilowatt hour battery. The Niro Horizon trim has got a bit more and that's £37,995. The Niro 3 is well spec'd and that's at £39,575. And the Niro 4 trim is the closest to the GT Line S. It's no 3D camera as far as I remember, but I can't check the Kia website because the links are currently down. It could be because they're updating it, maybe change the specs all over the prices, I don't know. Versus the EV3, the Air, it's got a 58.3 kilowatt hour battery at £32,995, just a tad over under 33. The Air long range is 81.4 that's just under 36 grand. GT Line is 39,495. That creates a problem if you want paint, which I'll come to in a bit. The GT Line S 81.4 kilowatt hour battery is 42,995. So that 42,995 versus the 42,325 of the Niro 4 trim, it just blows the Niro 4 trim out of the water. There's no way in hell you'd have a Niro 4 trim unless they're planning to lower the prices. So my question is, will they lower the Niro EV prices and will that be the actual proper affordable car we've been looking for? Because this isn't. And I can't believe it's been marketed and trumped up as something that it's not. I think it'll still be a good car and I will look at one next year, but I will test drive in the meantime. These are the questions and answers from the comments. Many saying it's too expensive despite the new technology probably being superior on the EV3. And that's a point I will make. It's all the brand new stuff. It's too expensive compared to the MG4. Well, you're paying for the bigger screens and the new driving tech, I guess. But the MG4 has got some damn good prices. The GT Line is too close to 40,000. If you add a paint colour, it pushes it over £40,000 and attracts a luxury road car tax rate, which it will do from 2025. So that is a very good point. And I don't even know if Kia have even considered this. So if they just allowed a bit of height so you could have the paint included for under 40k, that would have been useful. Lots of complaints about heat pump being an option compared to all the BYDs and other makes which have heat pump and vehicle to load in some cases. I personally don't need a heat pump. It's a dead weight in my car. I don't do the miles and I don't live far enough north to warrant it. So Why should the price be inflated to include it for me? That's my opinion. Others will actually have a need for it. But do I think the inclusion is warranted in markets where it's essential? Yes. I mean, in Scandinavia and those kind of coldish countries in winter, you'll get the full benefit. But I think if you're in Scotland, you maybe will. But it's a very contentious subject. Kia took it out of the Niro 4s because they said you only get the benefit if the temperature drops below a certain level. So if they say it, that's what I believe. Why has the GT line spec got less range than the Air trim with the same battery? Well, the GT line offers less range in the bigger battery pack because it has bigger 19-inch wheels versus the 17-inch in the Air. Big wheels are less efficient and there's more aerodynamic drag. So it's as simple as that. Is the GT Line S more powerful? No, all the trims have the same 201 brake horsepower motor, which is, it'll shift. I mean, it's going to be quicker than a lot of the competition. Why not a Renault Scenic at 37,000? Well, I looked into that. I actually like what they've done with the Scenic a lot, but it has no vehicle to load that I can see. Plus, correct me if I'm wrong, the warranty is much shorter and it also has a less powerful motor, 170 horsepower, 60 kilowatt battery, so it's only slightly bigger than the base level, and that's for a £37,000 price. The bigger one with the 87 kilowatt hour battery long range is 40k, so that's in the luxury car tax bracket. There is no mention of V2X support. V2X support is vehicle to home, vehicle to grid, vehicle to load. Now, I've only seen this mentioned in the Belgium specs that were released a few weeks ago, and in that it says the bottom level trim does not have it, but the others do. That probably means nothing to the UK, because we could get anything, you just don't know. The GT Line S does not have a HUD, a head-up display. It does, it's in the specs. Is a second-hand EV6 GT Line S a better option? Yes, if you're not bothered about the drivetrain over-the-air updates. And that's the end of my questions and answers. So I hope you find these useful. Sometimes it's not simple to figure out whether a car is good value until you go and dig into the depth of detail to cross-compare. And sometimes you still don't find the answer. But I hope this helps you determine if it's any good for you. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.